三界净拉灭别不乱也，诸佛能大行者就这我的宣解下巴大地所以让归结受给我众生大地接受我当界都被让全部心间能界三八大罗耶接着接到就将多么的光就地高楼高楼
从三界堂业界目当经过家属家法各种情况没法并且造入了内向地区只拿没法嘛我的不是下山路老他妈从前同业绩有情节老王子都说高级上天天天拿我当我们各种从前造完了灭去在就那么一动就说嘛昨晚的说带有情节我这个文化当然那个我想把它来说掉的并且他那年没人这边这个中国讲嘛国家在中国那边国家呢是一个知道然后这个高级上在那个嘛了说从三界公园我也让你注重我在我们那时候国家是打算把它往那做就都讲了情节各位法师各位朋友们阿弥陀佛这次这个非常殊胜的一个缘分我这次有机会能够来到马来西亚这次也能来到在这个我们宝解祥中心所以他也是见到朋友们也是非常的高兴
Rinpoche say hello to every lamas, Dhamma friends, and say Namo Amitofo. And he mentioned that this time is very auspicious, have an opportunity to come to Malaysia and also to Ratna Sri Center to see all the disciples and old friends, and he's very happy.
在这个我们这个中心的名称叫宝解祥中心，也就是这个翻译上讲起来的话，就是人类系列的中心。这个是人类系列是从藏文的话来说起来的话，人经本，这就是这个教主给您送出的圣。所以这个我们这个的这个中心是在马来西亚里说起来的话，也是有历史性的意义的。
Would you mention that the name of this center is called Drikungpa Sri Center? So from the aspects of the Buddhist Dharma, this is a Buddhist center, Drikungpa Buddhist Center, and in the Tibetan we will say is Drikungpa, which is the name of Lord吉天颂恭. So this particular Ratna Sri Center in Malaysia has a special meanings.
一般来说起来的话，我们在这个所有的佛法，都是在这个每个众生这个生生世世的这个无始以来的累积质量的成果当中遇到这个佛法，而且能够遇到这个教主吉天颂恭的这个法教，这也是我们数世因缘的这个物质上的很多的因缘，才能有这样一些因缘，今天在我们的生活当中实现的。
Generally speaking, in all the Buddhist Dhamma, the sentient beings will be able to meet the Dharma is because of the past merits and virtue deeds they've done in the past. whereby they are lucky to make the triple gems Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, especially when they are able to meet and get the teachings of Lord吉天頌恭. This is all past life. We have done very good deed, so we are able now to meet with the teachings.
所以在这个我们中心的地址，以前那个也几个地方，我自己也是有应允去过，那今天在这个今天大家共修的这个中心的地方，我也是能够来到，而且在这个做一个开放，洒净，这些都是也是我觉得是非常有意义的。
And having met all the Drikungpa disciples here, Rinpoche said that in the past he had been to this center in various, where we are stationed in various places. So today, he, with the Lama, had the opportunity to come here and together we practice the Dharma, and also able to do blessings for this center, the new first floor, shifted to the first floor, and all this is very meaningful.
虽然我们在这个出生的地方不一样，我们所在的地方不一样，但是我们共同的一个原因是什么呢？就是我们大家都是跟教主吉天颂恭非常有缘的人，才能够我们都成为这个都是一个师兄。
Although we are born in different places, different countries, but there is one common thing that all of us are able to meet with the Jiten Songkong teachings and are followers of Jiten Songkong. So all this is very auspicious.
所以呢，今天我再稍微简单的大概的稍微介绍一下吉天颂恭的他的身份的事迹。所以教主吉天颂恭他是在这个出生在西藏的这个连队是一个地名，在那个地方出生的，所以他是这个在11世纪的也就是1413年的时候，那就在出生在那个地方。
Today I will briefly try to explain and share with you the biography or the life story of Jiten Songkong and his Buddha activities. Jiten Songkong was born in Tibet in the place called Tentu, and this is in the year of 1143. That was the year that he was born there.
所以他的这个父亲的名字叫念中斗吉，母亲的名字叫热西萨。所以在他从生下的时候，小的时候，他的名字什么呢？尊巴杰。
His father name is Nenjo Buje, the mother is Rashesha, and when he was born, the names given to Lord Jiten Songkong is Drupakya.
所以他从小的时候就有非常大的慈悲和非常大的智慧，所以他这个小的时候，在3、4岁就开始跟父亲学习文字，然后他尽快掌握到这个藏文的这些文化文字，都能够给精通。而且他那么小的时候，大概6岁左右的时候，他到其他人家里去帮他们念诵佛经。所以在6岁的时候，他这是一个故事啊。他在有一天的时候，他在他们村庄的一个家里去这个念经，然后呢，就是他们念经的时候，他们那个地方是牧区， 所以在这个牧区的地方，他这个念完经了以后呢，他们就这个供养他一个小羊那个小羊呢，就是这个他就这个带回去的时候，他小孩很小，但是这个羊拉着他走，然后他就这个用自己的脚链把这个踩着那个石头的时候，在石头上留下了脚印，所以他那么小的时候，就这个他就为父母这个他自己在别人家里念诵的这些所得到的这些食物，就这个供养自己的父母。
When Lord Jiten Songkong was very small at the time, he has great compassion and great wisdom. At the age of 3 or 4 years old, he actually learned the Tibetan language from his father, and he was very profound and very deeply understand the language. By the age of 6 years old, he can go to other places to help do chanting of the Buddhist Dharma. And as one of the story goes, that one day in his village, he was invited to do prayers and chanting. So the village people, after doing all this Dharma activity, offered him a small goat. And he was 6 years old. When he brought the goat back, instead of he pulled the goat pulled against him. So they were trying to pull each other. So when he was on the place where there's a big rock, he used his leg and started pulling the small goat, and he left the footprints there. So it's a very miracle for a small boy who can do that. And whatever he earns from this praying and doing the Dharma chanting for other people, the incomes he will try to offer it to his parents, the father and mother.
这次呢，他在这个他的父亲那么小的时候给他教了一个文殊的真实明经。那文殊真实明经，他一读一次就他能够背得出来，所以他具有非常大的智慧。而且他在到每一个家里去读经书的时候，特别的这个声音特别感动人，所以呢，这个很多的这个村庄的人邀请他到他们家里去读经典。
Through the teachings from his father on the Buddhist texts, he was able at a very young age to memorize one of the Mansusri Gita texts, and he just read one and he will be able to recite it, and he has great wisdom. And whenever he went to any villages to preach the Dharma, through his voice, the people was very touched by him, and so many people invite him to do the prayers.
而且呢，他在那个时候，他们那些地方呢，有很多的高僧大德，这个高僧派的、宁曼派的，在他到那些地方去，也是学习经典著作，而且他也是小的时候就养成一个习惯，他经常会打坐，而且也是他在闭关，所以他小的时候就得到了很大的成就。到9岁、10岁的时候，开始给别人教法、讲法。
Also at that time, around the area, there are a lot of accomplished masters from Katampa and from Nimapa, and he learned from them. He learned how to do meditation, and he even went into retreats. So even at a very young age, he already had great accomplishment. By the age of 9 and 10 years old, he was able to teach and spread the Dharmas to a lot of sentient beings.
他有时候在小的时候也是放牧，也有做一些苦力的，但是他这些都是在有一点的时间的时候，他也是静坐。 所以他是小的时候就有种不一样的一个想法。
So also there are times he will try to take care of those cattle and goats, and also help in some hard work. But whenever he was doing this, there are moment to moment, there are times he will do meditation. So you can see that Rinpoche said Drikungpa Songkong when he was very young, he is very different from other ordinary boys.
所以我们说这个他有很大的慈悲心，这些都是这个赞扬他的，这个是有很多实实在在的当时的实际的行动。所以我给他举个2个例子，一个例子是什么呢？那就是在他们那个地方有一个狗，那个狗是别人把它的尾巴啃断了，那个狗快要死的那种一个狗遇到的时候，那个时候那些地方的生活条件是非常穷的，所以他也没有什么其他东西来养这个狗，他自己吃饱的那个他自己的已经吃出来的这些要故意把它吐出来，就是养这个狗。所以这是我们比如说他要慈悲，有具体的有些实践和行动当中体现出他的慈悲。那一般人说起来的话，小孩嘛，大家都是很爱吃糖，但是他有一点，他的一个公代主给他供养了一块那个糖，小糖那个吃的糖，那他就这个遇到了一个聋人膝盖，一个没看不到眼睛的一个膝盖，所以他就这个他自己的这个很非常疼爱的这种糖，让这个老太婆吃。那刚开始的时候，老太婆觉得是他故意逗他，肯定是一个石头让他吃的。但是他真正吃的时候，他尝到了这个这种甜的，就是那个老太婆非常的高兴，而且他也是这种遇到这些盲人的时候，他牵着他们带路，送他们家里。所以这个他的这些慈悲是有具体的无数的有很多的这样一个例子，所以这些都是他从小的时候就有这样一个大慈大悲的心。
So, as Rinpoche say that Lord吉天頌恭 had great compassion, it is not that we just simply praise him for that, but there are various actions and deeds done by Lord吉天頌恭when he was very young, which shows that he really had that kind of great compassion. For example, in his villages when he was young, there was one dog, the tail was cut off, blood coming out, nearly dying. When Lord吉天頌恭met the doctor, at that time around there, the living condition is very poor. Not many people have a lot of good food. So at that time, Lord吉天頌恭had eaten his meal, and he saw the dog hungry, and in that kind of condition, he vomited up whatever he had eaten in order to give to the dog. So from that particular story and incidents, we can see that the young boy Lord吉天頌恭had great compassion. Normally, Rinpoche says that small child would like to eat sweets. So likewise, when Lord吉天頌恭was young, people give sweet to him. To him is very precious. But nevertheless, when he met one blind person who is beggar, he started to have great compassion towards the old lady beggar. So even though he liked his sweets very much, he gave to the old lady, the blind old lady. So at first the old lady swallowed it, thinking that this boy trying to be funny and give her a rock to eat. But as she started chewing the sweet, the old lady realized that, yeah, it's a very delicious and sweet, and the old lady was very happy. So Rinpoche said that there are various occasions when the young boy,吉天頌恭 met with many old people. He, out of compassion, sometimes he will guide them and escort them back to their homes. So there are many incidents which shows that the young boy, Lord吉天頌恭, have great compassion even at a very young age.
所以大概他在这个15岁，大概15岁的时候，他的父亲已经圆寂了。然后呢，后来大概17岁左右，他就这个母亲也圆寂。后来他自己有一个妹妹，是他自己一个人来这个养活他，所以这样呢，他在这个每天到别的家里去念经，然后所以得到的这些供养，就这样养他们，而且在他们村庄里面的这些生活上非常有困难的这些穷人，他就这个帮助他们。
At the age of around 4 or 5 years old,吉天頌恭 father passed away, and at the age of 17, the mother also passed away. Living with him is the younger sister, where he take care of her. Every day he will have to go to various family in his village and do prayers and chanting of Buddhist texts for them in order to get some money to take care of the sisters. And likewise, when he saw a lot of old, poor people in the villages, he, even at a young age, also with great compassion, will help them in whatever way he can.
所以在那个时候呢，他在有一天，在从西藏来的有一个人的这个面前，他听到这个帕木楚巴达他的这个圣号，所以当时他听到这个帕木楚巴达他的这个法名的时候呢，那就他心里有这种非常大的这种感觉，必须一定要见到这个上师，应该有这样的这个信念产生以后，他就这个决定，25岁的时候，他从西冈那边来到这个青藏，在这个山内那个地方。
At that time, one day, he met with one Tibetan practitioner, and he heard the name of Pamajupa, the Dharma name of Pamajupa, and instantaneously he had a very great connection and great feeling towards this great master, and he felt that he must meet this Lord Pamajupa. And at the age of 25, he made up his mind, and starting from his village, he traveled to the place where Pamajupas live.
所以在那个时候是没有汽车的，所以呢，就是大家都是靠走路的，所以肯定那个路程上起码也得要1-2个月的时间。所以他这样走过来的时候，他心里非常的这种急，尽快要想见到这个上师。所以李德颂公他在那个路上，他也有写过一个他的诗里面说什么呢？他说好像呢跟那个月亮讲话一样的，月亮你看到了我的上师，我还没有看到我的上师，多么悲痛的事情啊！有这样的，他就写出了这样一些诗，所以他就这个对自己的上师非常的虔诚，而且呢就是这个非常渴望这个见到他，是这样子。
At that time, there were no car and other transport. So in order to go to see his master, he had to walk long distance for 1 or 2 months. So as he walked along, his heart beat very fast. He just felt the urgent need to quickly see his master, Lord Pamajupa. And on the road, he will start showing up his feeling, because he can only talk to the moon to say that, moon, you can see my master now. But as for me, I still want to wait. I still have not been able to see my master. I pray that I can quickly see him. So Rinpoche said that you can see the Guru devotion was so great that Lord吉天颂恭want to meet his great master, Lord Pamadupa, and he have an urgent urge to see his master as quickly as possible.
所以他见到了帕蒙主巴以后，那就帕蒙主巴给了他这个菩萨记。这个菩萨记给的时候呢，他就这个帕蒙主巴给他写的名字就是人间代，所以现在我们大家用的这个人来写人，就是他的这个菩萨记的名字。
So finally, Lord吉天颂恭met with Pamadupa, his master, and his master gave him the Bodhisattva vow, and thereby gave him the name of Drikungpa, Rinpoche. The name Drikungpa is actually the name called Ratnasri. This is why we have this name Ratnasri Center, which is the name of Lord吉天颂恭, the Dharma name.
所以呢，就是在那个时候，他也是对所有的都是以恭敬的心和这个非常虔诚的心来对待。所以他那个时候是，他小的时候接触过这个具世界，所以他也是一个具世的一个身份。这个当时他还没有接触这个比丘戒。所以它是一个具世界，一个具世的面积。所以当时帕蒙主巴说什么呢？我这里有一个具世，是十地菩萨的具世，这个来传我的这个法教，他来这个接人的。
十地菩萨，
十地菩萨，十地传法律。对他说，将来这个帕蒙主巴的法教，那就只有这。还有这个，好像就是我们传承由他来接班我的这个法教。
So at that time, he, even though he is just taken the lay person out of Vinaya, he treat all the sensual beings with devotions and respects. At that time, he still haven't ordained as a monk. Even when he met Lord Pamadupa, his master, he was still a lay person, not a bhikshu. But his master, Lord Pamadupa, already tried to prophesy that next time my teachings will be spread with great activities to various sensual beings, and these persons will be Lord吉天颂恭, and he will be a 10 Buddhi lay person, and he reached the Bodhisattva 10 Buddhi, and he's referring to Lord 吉天颂恭。
后来在这个大概2年左右以后，就给他送过，带这个帕蒙主巴，然后呢，他所有的法教传授给他。后来帕蒙主巴圆寂以后，他也是给帕蒙主巴做那个灵塔，这些都这个他费心的做了很多的这种事情。然后他去这个山内的有一个叫一中土，在那个地方他闭关。他在闭关的过程当中，他就这个得了一个病，就是这个病呢，过去是说是非常严重的一个病，就是麻风病，治不好的一个病。所以他就这个得了这样一个病的时候，他就这个在那个时候他想到，那现在我这样死去的话，就在这个他一个洞里面，那这个洞里面呢死去的话就是影响到其他人，所以我到另一个地方去，我自己用千世法的方法去要解决。所以在这个时候，他在帕蒙主巴给他的有一个观音的一个坛纲， 放在他自己的山洞里面，所以他走了几步以后，这时他想起来了，我先把自己的这个上师给的那个观音的摊杆，我在这个本尊的摊杆面前要拜一下，然后他就回来了。在这个拜的时候，他就想到，那我为什么受这么多的这个挫折，受这么大的这个痛苦呢？应该有这样的这个非常悲痛的心情来这个拜一次。然后他在第二次拜的时候，他觉得是，我是今天是遇到了佛法，特别我学到了很多的法，而且也修出来了，所以我死也是没有关系的。但是在这个轮回当中的这些众生是非常的这个可怜的事，所以他有这个身体很大的悲心。在第三次拜的时候，他就这个悲心非常强烈的这个悲心产生的时候，他就好像晕倒的样子。就这样的时候，他自己感觉到，他从山上的这个所有的这种脏污不干净的那些，好像黑色的这些脓血，这些流出来了，还有这种鞋子啊，还有这个蜘蛛啊、蛇一样的这些，也是从他的身上出走的样子。有这样的感觉的当中，他就这个再次醒过来的时候，他全部的病都好掉了。而且呢，他在那个境界当中，他得证了真正的这个开悟的境界，能够体会到。
Next, Lord吉天頌恭 get all the teaching from his master Duwang in 2.5 years, and he have done a lot of practice and meditations there, and also help up in a lot of Dharma activities in his master place. And after that, after acquiring all the teachings, he went to a place, Ichong Cave, and do a thorough retreat. In the process in the cave, he got a very serious sickness, that is leprosy, which is not cured at that time, not easily cured at that time. Then he started to think and contemplate that now I die in the cave, it would affect a lot of other people's faith in the Buddhist Dharma. So I might as well use one of the teaching and die in another place. So he made the decision want to get out of the cave, and suddenly he think of his master Lord Duwang had given him a tanka of 1,000-armed chimpanzees. Then he went back into the cave and prostrate to the tanka, and then he said, "Oh, my accomplished master had given this tanka to me. I must prostrate in front of the tanka to 1,000-armed, 1,009 chimpanzee." And while he do the first prostration, he think, why I suffer so much? And then he feel very sad, and then he feel the suffering greatly. And then then he do the second prostrations. Another thought come in. He said that now, by now, I have met the Dharma. I have met my great master, and through the teaching, I have to retreat and practice. Even I die, there's no problem. I can solve my own problem. But I have great compassion. I pity all those sentient beings who do not met with the Dharma and the teachings. And then what are they going to do when they don't have teachings? They will have even greater sufferings. So great compassion arises in him. On the third prostration to the tanka, the compassion was so great. You can say 100% of the great compassion derived from his heart, so much so that he almost fainted. And he felt that all the negative karmas, the dirt in his body, come out in black in colors and come out like piles and even scorpions snake, poisonous snake, all starting to come up from his body. And with that, he have a feelings that he have a very nice feelings. When he woke up, all his sickness gone, the leprosy is no more there. And during that particular process of these three prostration, he got enlightened.
所以呢，后来他就这个当时见到了这个7个动物。现在我们也是7个动物的7经文，这个宋国写的，大家都有念的，就是这个当时写出来的。后来呢，这个宋国再次呢，就这个37岁的时候，他就这个建准文提寺，建了准文提寺以后呢，他就这个在那个地方，当时跟他学习这个出家人有很多的这个居住在那个地方。所以刚开始的时候几万人，最后这个达到最高的时候，就是这个18万多的弟子聚集在那个地方。
Then after his enlightenment, he saw the Taras in his meditations, and thereby he wrote the famous supplication prayers to the 7 Taras. And then at the age of 37, he went to the Drikungpa place and he built the Drikungpa jails and started spreading the Dharma and give teachings. Because his teaching was so profound that many monks come to learn from him. At first, it's only maybe about 10 to 40, 50,000 people, and ultimately there is the place was gathered with 180,000 over monks and practitioners to learn from him.
那个时候呢，他就这个西藏有这个3个圣地，本族山的应该是这个山的圣地，嘎德斯山；雨的圣地是七雪山；那义的圣地就是这个在这雪山。所以在这个3个圣地的这个普法，这个引请耶稣国到在3个圣地去。那个时候耶稣国说，我现在这个路上是走不到那些地方去，但是我这回的圣地的加持，将来我派我的弟子到那些地方去这个修行。所以呢，他就这个刚迪斯还有那个其在这些地方，每一个地方派了这个55525个弟子，派那么多的这个地方到那些地方去修行的。
At that time in Tibet, there are 3 holy places, as we know. One is Kamti, Lakshis, and Chari, which is the holy place of Chakasambara, the Idam. And in these 3 places, the Dhaka company requests him to go there and to retreat. And Jitai Sokong at that time feel that he can't go for one person to go 3 places, but he will use his power to bless the places, and he will send disciples to go there. So all these 3 holy places in the history is the famous one, whereby each holy place there are the 55,500 real practitioners who went to each holy place to do the retreat.
所以呢，教主耶稣国他讲了很多的这种法教，这些法教在平常我们说散句就是这个深深的一个法教，也就是可以说不是公开讲的，就是这种散句，也有这个恭敬，就是心意等等这些耶稣国的这个教法也是非常的多，而且特别呢。就是教主耶稣国，他作为一个修行人呢，要求他说这些的话，他用五之道的方法去做修行的。所以五之道是首先讲的是此心、彼心、菩提心；第 第二个讲的是观修本尊，第三个是上师瑜伽，第四个是大手印，第五个是回向。所以教主里面松波的口诀，它就是我们作为一个修行人，一个修行完整的话，必须要这种五个内容要具足，才能够这个圆满的。再说里面松波再说呢，他说的是，他说我的所有的法教就是菩提心，一个是世俗菩提心，一个是圣意菩提心。所以他的这个著作里面也写过，以后任何一个人学习这个菩提心的人呢，就是我的弟子，我也是他的上师，所以我的法也是这个菩提心。所以我们这个今天保解一下，这是吉田松波呢他的这个圣号的一个中心的名称。所以我们在中心的所有的人也是根据他的这个教法去，我们要好好的学习菩提心的话，那真正是我们成为吉田松波的弟子。
So Lord Jiten Songkong, through his enlightenment, he has taught many Buddhist Dharma, and the teachings by him is called Sachi, which is saying that the very holy type of Buddha's teachings, and it is not something like so easily spread. It means publicly speak to everybody. We will have to be with those people who have a good connection. And one of the famous teachings is Tongchi. And there are many, many other teachings that Lord Jiten Songkong have expounded on during his lifetimes. And there is one portion by Lord Jiten Songkong, or advice to the practitioner, is that if you really have a good, accomplished practice, he has gathered into the five-fold path of Mahamudras, the practice of the usual traditional 3-year retreats, whereby the content is, as Rinpoche said, the first one is the teaching of loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, which you have to do during the retreat. The second one is the Yidam practice. The third one is the 4 kayas, or you can call it the higher way of Guru Yogas. And the fourth one is Mahamudra meditations. And the fifth one of the five-fold path of Mahamudra is the practice of dedications. And the page instructions given by Lord Jiten Songkong is that if any practitioner were to be able to have these 5 teachings, and he will be able to accomplish and get enlightened, and will be able, if once get enlightened, you will be able to have all the teachings as good as what the teachings given by Lord Sakyamuni. So, and then to sum it up, Lord Jiten Songkong mentions that all my teaching is actually the teachings of bodhicitta, which Rinpoche said that it will be the relative bodhicittas and also the ultimate bodhicitta. And he also said that in future, anybody who learns the practice of bodhicittas will be my disciple, and I will be his master. My teaching, the main teaching, is the teaching of bodhicittas. So Rinpoche said that our center here has the name of Ratnasri Center. So all of us who in this center practice the teaching of Drikungpa is actually, we are learning from him. And Rinpoche reminds us, learning from him all the teaching, the main teaching is the teaching of bodhicitta.
现在时间
现在11点
啊，11点的时候，我们还有那个什么，对，那现在再去，他没时间。
Okay, Rinpoche said he will stop here. All of us will do the practice of Lama Chopa, which is a very important practice of Drikungpa together. The text is in front of everybody. And Lama will take the lead.